The Heru scrolls are like a preacher's book, but it is the ancient martial arts. It's the explanation as told by your house of God. Now, when you think about the Temple of Horus, it was a place where angels came, is one way to look at it, to tell us exactly how to fight with these people in great detail. Divine war arts, okay? And when it came to this Temple of Seth, right? And the APEP guys, the Hyksos, were foreign, right? It was not African, their ideas. They had their own kind of demonic way of thinking, which comes from the ground, right? You know how the hell is supposed to be beneath us. Now imagine, a snake under your carpet or something, right? This idea that this lowly kind of cunning way of thinking arose. And so when you put the snake on your head, it's like, how great warriors will put a lion skin, or something like that. They'll wrap that around, or a leopard skin, okay? The Shaka Zulu leopard skin. When he has the two snakes on his head, it says, I have mastered them in living with the snakes. I rule over them. I have an organized system to protect us from snakes, whether it's mind, body, or soul. Whether it is human, whether they are animals, snakes. Right? I have the snakes under control. Okay? I am the great horse. I am the great falcon. So all these temples from, these people who say they descend from dragons, they were taught the philosophy of Apophis, which goes way back. The fact that the Hyksos brought them in, right, implies that they had them somewhere before. Stop right there. The fact that the Hyksos brought in the ram head in its interpretation, it's your outside of Africa interpretation, and you have Pan, right? So we have evidence of where this interpretation comes from. Who resembles APEP and Set in these cultures, and who embraced them as if it was okay, versus what temple gave you Jesus' school of thought and says, look, Horus is on top of the pyramid. There is no balance. So it goes back to communism and everything. It's like we're going to take away the power from the royal families, especially those natural ones who aren't from empires or something, that actually honored their lineage. So when we look at the succession and the lineage and the tradition of passing on the crown from one generation to the next, or from father to son, right? Which cultures stayed true to their natural order, and which cultures bred some kind of European monarchy, which must have usurped their natural leaders at one point, thus redefining their culture. And they go around the world doing the same to us, right? They usurp our natural leaders by using Freemasonry and things like this, and they redefine our culture. And you people think this is a small issue, or I should just shut up or something. Okay, now, so when you look, think about it. Let's just look at, say, the Aztecs. What happened? Where's the Aztecs royal family now, right? And are you not going to get a bunch of lies from Masons? Oh, this is your Aztec royal family. And how are they going to use it to justify it? The scientific department, right? The science department. They have the scientific lodge, right? So they have the potential, they have the motivation, and they've done it all over the world and all through history when they lied about history and so on. They redefined the social order. So it is a social order out of chaos. And the only way to truly create chaos is to deny your natural leaders their rightful place in your groups. You think I'm wrong? I know you're going to start talking shit. So you're wrong. No, I'm right. I know I'm right. They came here for the Native American. They came here for the Temple of Horus. So when you talk about, oh, they killed my people. No. All you Temple of Set traitors from every race, whether you're native or something else, okay? They killed my people who saw things my way, because culture and religion are more important than race, okay? Because it's about gene expression. Race, according to science, remember this, also from the way they see it too, race does not exist. But what does? Haplogroups and stuff like that, right? Being a descendant of somebody, That's part of how we do our DNA tests, right? And who's related to who, and who exactly are you, and does it match in court? You know, for example, if we have your father's DNA and we don't have the killer's DNA, we could say, hey, it's probably someone from his family, right? So we talk about bloodlines and families, but races don't exist, especially when you use a scientific perspective, use a spiritual perspective. God divided. Jesus said, I came to divide. So he says, I don't care about your race. I care about your culture and your religion. Okay? So when these snakes, you know, not all white people are bad for the same reason. Not all natives are bad and so on. When these snakes came for the temple of Heru and called them savages, and their argument was we have superior technology, that is the snake in the Garden of Eden's argument as well, right? What was his argument? You know, I will give you another way, another path of knowledge, quote unquote, and you will be like gods. You eat this apple. You know, you take my fruit, and you know them by their fruit, right? Their technology. You eat my fruit, okay, you'll have the knowledge to be like gods. And who was like a god? The Pharaoh. And one day you will usurp the people that God naturally meant to be like gods with a little g, you know, thus the God's representative on earth. Okay, so let's look at the gods, shall we? Does God have a good side and an evil side? No. God said he's the way, the truth, and the light, right? No one gets to the light but by those who represent the light temple, the prophets, right? And they go way back to Africa, right? And so we're the prophets, and we're telling you, and we're telling you, and we're telling you. And there's these serpent dogs who are trying to fuck us up. So all throughout the Bible, Noah and everything, right? Whether the story is a metaphor or not, it is saying that there are serpent scum and there are people who have been talking reason this whole time. And we've been arguing all over the world. And so when the Jews were spread out as part of a punishment, right? Some of them went to the philosophies. You know, God punished certain people as a group, right? He said, you individuals are going over there because you did something wrong. But then Jesus comes back and says, look, it doesn't matter if you're a secret society Jew. You know, I'm here to bring you to the light temple. Now, if you follow this train of thought to its finish, Islam is at odds with Christianity because it represents not the temple of APEP, but rather the temple of Seth. And they're supposed to work together to bring in harmony, right? As it is written on the thing. Therefore, I am a Christian and a Muslim. Thank you very much. And anyone who doesn't like it can sit down and shut up. And it's not because I practice Islam either, if you get my drift. It is my African communication that you Greco-Romans don't understand. And those of you who kind of get it or know what I might be getting at, you go out of your way to silence me before the rest of you get what it's about. Therefore, denying Horus his rightful divine recruits. Not only has suitable helpers women, a prince has a suitable army. Okay, he is a general. He has command of a certain unit on behalf of the light temple. And these dogs are denying me that. And it's because we are all meant to come together and you know, of all races, and resist these people. But we need to follow our generals. We need to listen to their explanations. And if we have any ideas that we think we're wrong, unlike the devil structure, you can actually give your opinion, instead of me just saying, if I want to know what you think, I'll tell you. If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. You see what I'm saying? So the different states of mind, all right, as opposed of the light temple, and the different states of mind of the night, the darkness versus the light, right? So what are the different states of mind of the light temple? And that includes Anubis. Anubis is where the light and the dark meet, right? Because he will either send you to the darkness. So he doesn't want to take any sides, right? But really, he's really on our side, and he knows it. He's like, shh, shh. Because he's judging them in the first place, right? But he also restores the Mayat. His job is to say, look, you're on his side. You're on their side, okay? And one day, those guys in the light, are going to kill you. In fact, that's what Amut represents. Your soul, one way or another, immediately, now or later, now and later, the fucking cavity, you know, you sweet motherfucker, and you sweet ass bitch, hey, you know, so, you know, your soul's going to be devoured now and later, and you're going to be punished because you didn't balance, you didn't bring it, not just, you know, when you say balance is the wrong word, you didn't bring your heart in harmony with nature, with the feather of a falcon. Now stop right there. With the feather of a falcon, because no one gets to heaven but by who? The representative of the light temple. Now, I'm not saying my role is Jesus. I am not the new Jesus. The story of the Bible is that Jesus was the ultimate representative of the light temple. He said, no one gets to heaven but by me. And everyone in the light temple falls in line, you know, Mayat, you know, yes, sir. You know, that's the gospel. That's the gospel, according to the Igbo Judah prince and the top martial artist in American history. It's different states of mind, people. And now Horus, that also explains why Horus uses different forms to take on his enemies, right? And these are light temple or any evil scumbag that he wishes to use temporarily, you know. That's like taking your enemy's gun and shooting him in the face, right? But really, he's from the light temple at the end of the day. There is no, you know, don't let that confuse you. You know, we are the light temple. And that's why I'm tatted with Horus. It shows my allegiance to my military unit. And that gets orders from angels from heaven. And it goes that deep. I'm an elite military soldier of God on earth to put the serpent in check. And that's why I'm saying, look, the easy way or the hard way, people. One way or another, Jesus is going to come back and start fucking tearing shit up, you know? And the moment God inspires anyone like me, you are going to pay. All you serpents are going to pay. Just like Joshua and Jericho. You think they thought Joshua was going to come up their ass with a motherfucking army of people who were inspired by God with the spirit of the light temple? You know, imagine how shook they were, little snakes in their little city. Oh my goodness, they're coming. I want you all to sit back in your chairs right now and imagine the world is shaking violently. Maybe a huge planet hit it. Maybe it's just shaking randomly. Maybe the sun turned black, and maybe the sun's qualities changed, which changed the orbit of the earth. You know, but for whatever reason, nature's in charge. Not technology having ninnies who think they can just fly into outer space, and if nature doesn't want to pull their card, they can't, right? Nature can't pull their card, right? No matter what, that's what they think, right? We're going to use our science, and we're going to outsmart nature, God, and the divine laws of cause and effect. You know, every action and equal opposite reaction, right? They're going to go out and say, oh, you know, we're just going to do evil, good. We're going to do evil, and we're going to do good wrong so bad that we're going to fly away into the sunset in our, you know, satanic-inspired technology spaceship. And that is our plan for the future. Who's with us? Yes, the Bible's not true anyway. We're like, wow. Ever had your Coke can jam? The Coke machine, you hit it. Now imagine being on that spaceship when that motherfucker jam, because only God makes things that are perfect. That would suck, that wouldn't it? Stage of mind, stage of soul. Stage of mind of the light temple. Only God using God's scale. You will be judged using your own scale, right? As you've judged others. But ultimately, the moral code of the heavens will also be considered. So when they say, you, as you judge, so you shall be judged, it's not like saying that is the entire criteria. But yes, that is a component. It is a variable in the formula. So yes, there is sacred math, but it's not what the Luciferian dogs want it to be. Thank you.